That's really loud. All right, this is lesson 4.1, writing equations in slope-intercept form. Yes, you have seen slope-intercept form probably 100 times by now, but we will continue to go over it because you're going to need this in high school. Example 1. So at the top of your journal, write example 1. We're going to write an equation of each line with the given slope and y-intercept. Oh my, this is super simple. Okay, what is slope-intercept form? Somebody say it out loud.
Y equals mx plus b.
Very good. So we're going to start writing A. So you're going to say y equals. What is our m?
Negative 3.
-3. So you put negative 3x. And what's your y-intercept?
1/2.
So negative 3x plus 1/2 because it's a positive 1/2. So is this in slope-intercept form?
Yes.
Correct.
Do we have to graph it?
No. Said write the equation of each line. That's all we're doing. So there's your equation. All right, for B, start out writing y equals, what's our m? 0. So you would put 0x.
What?
Just for a moment, put 0x, and then what's our slope?
Negative.
I'm sorry, what's our y-intercept?
Negative 2.
-2. Now, you see here it's all ugly, right?
Yeah.
What is a variable times 0? 0. So we don't need to include the x. So you can just drop that, and you can say y equals whatever your y-intercept is, which is -2. So our equation in slope-intercept form is y equals -2. You don't immediately go, that's not slope-intercept form. It is. It just doesn't have a slope. What kind of line is this?
No, it's
Yes, it's a horizontal line. At -2, you just draw a horizontal line.
that always messes me up.
Hey, but you're getting it because you started to say the answer. So it's not always messing you up now,
Yeah,
just occasionally. All right, good. Anybody need more time to write this? Excellent. All right, so let's go look at example 2. Yep. Yay, so our favorite.
I spoke before.
You did. We're going to write an equation of each line in slope-intercept form. We're not graphing. We're looking at a graph and writing the equation.
Oh, no. I do not like it.
Oh, I get it. Yep.
All right. So, first of all, looking at A, do we know the y-intercept?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the y-intercept?
0.
Negative 3.
-3. Do we know the slope?
Yes.
We can find the slope, yes. What are 2 different ways you can find the slope?
Look at the x-intercept and see what.
Do y1.
Oh yeah, rise over run.
So the first one is rise over run. So you would do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you'd pick 2 points. Yes, you could pick the 2 points here, 4, 3, and 0, -3, or you could use the x-intercept, and that could be one of the points. What's another way we could find the slope? Daniel?
I just go up 3 and over 2.
Pick a point and count. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. My slope is 3 over 2. Okay, so write the equation. Y equals, what's our slope?
3 over 2.
3 over 2. See, this is the equation that they're solving, which we know how to do, but you can also just count. 3 over 2, and then your y-intercept is -3. So your slope-intercept form should read y equals 3/2 x minus 3.
Wait, how'd you choose?
Don't forget the x. I take off half a point if you don't put the x in there. Go ahead, Matt.
How'd you choose 3 over 2?
So for the slope of this line, you need to figure out from one point to another point what the slope is. You can do this equation. So you pick a point and a point. So we did 3 minus -3 over 4 minus 0, and then simplified it. Or we just counted it because we can see the graph clearly. So I start at this point. You see here's another place where it crosses nice and pretty. So I go up 1, 2, whoops, don't click. So I go up 1, 2, 3. So that's the top number, and then to the right 2, bottom number. Good question. Anybody else have a question on that? Good. All right, so let's do B. So looking at this, what is our y-intercept?
2.
+2.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you find the slope?
Yes.
Yes, you can either count it, What do we notice about this slope?
It's negative.
It's a negative slope because it's falling from left to right. Okay, so the y-intercept. Okay, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. They just picked the 2 points. Negative 1 minus 2. 4 minus 0. Not creepy at all. So you get negative 3 over 4. So our slope is what?
Negative 3 over 4.
And our y-intercept?
The
2. Can we write our line?
Yes. Don't forget x.
Don't forget the x. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 2. If you don't have the negative, you lose half a point because that determines the direction of the slope. Any questions on how to do this? You're so excited.
Hooray.
You don't have to like it. You just have to learn it. All right. Example 3. Now we are going to use our slope equation.
Oh, I got an example.
Okay? So write on your example 3, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's not here, but you can write it. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we're going to plug in the points. It's not here. It was on the last example. Do you need to see it? It's okay. So we are starting with the slope equation, which is this equation right here. This is what I want you to write.
yeah.
M equals y2 minus y1.
It was just not clicking.
That's okay. It's been a minute. Over x2 minus x1. Everybody got that equation?
Yes.
All right, let's go back to our other example. All right, so now we're going to plug in the numbers from these 2 points. Does it matter which one I choose first?
No.
No,
Yeah.
as long as whatever one you choose first, you also choose first when you write the x's. All right? So in this case, they chose the second point to be the first. So I'm going to say y2 is negative 1 minus the second y, which is 5. So negative 1 minus 5. And then on the bottom, have to start with this point first. 0 minus a negative 3. When I have a negative negative, what is this? A positive on the bottom.
Go together and they create
Make it a positive. So negative 1 minus 5 becomes negative 6 over 3. Negative 6 divided by 3 is what? Negative 2. So we have our slope. Now, how do I find the y-intercept?
Oh,
Go ahead, Thompson.
because you see, if the x is 0, then the y would be the y.
Yeah, you can look first. If there's any x that's already 0, as we have here, then that's your y-intercept. So we didn't actually have to solve this one. We just notice it. So since x is 0, our y is negative 1. Now we can write our equation. Y equals negative 2x minus 1.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So that's your equation. Love it when they do that. Is there a way for us to solve for the y-intercept?
Yes.
Yes. How would we do that?
You
So
plug in.
zero.
Oh, isn't it like, oh, my bad, you plug in 0 for y?
Plug in 0 for x.
Or is that the x-intercept?
You plug in 0 for y, but what else? That's
You could graph it and find
Yeah.
That's if you don't know x. We're trying to solve for the y-intercept.
Yes, plug in 0 for x.
Nope, that would be how you solve for y. We have x and y, don't we?
Yeah.
Right here. So you would take a point. So we take our equation, y equals, so pretend this is the equation, but we don't know the last number. You'd say plus b, right? So we'd pick one of these 2 points and we plug it in for x and y. Then you can solve for b. I'll show you one. All of your faces are like, what is she talking about?
Okay.
Okay, so if I have, we know the y-intercept is negative 2. It was dying. So we know our equation is y equals negative 2x. We don't know what the y-intercept is. Let's just pretend we don't know what the b is. So we want to take our points where we have an x and a y and we plug it in. So one of our points is negative 3, 5, right? So this is x, this is y. So I can say 5 equals negative 2 times negative 3 plus b.
Oh, I see.
Now I solve for b.
Okay, so that means
My coffee cup too tall.
5 equals 6 plus b.
Yeah, it'd be 5 from equals 6 plus b.
6 plus b, so then I subtract 6.
-1.
So does b equals negative 1?
I actually never knew that.
Yeah, well, we've done it once.
We have.
We have.
Mhm.
But it was like one of those, how do I solve for this, Miss Cease? It wasn't like in the lesson. It was a Miss Cease sidebar.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I wrote crooked. I don't write crooked on the board. But I did. My head's in the way. Hold on. You notice it came out to be the exact same answer as the other one?
Yeah.
Then we did it right. Shocking.
I'm just ecstatic.
Do what?
I'm just ecstatic.
Yeah, I can tell the excitement's pouring out of you. All right, so let's do B. So we're going to find the slope first. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to plug in 2 points. Negative 5 minus negative 5. Super easy. And then 8 minus 0. So we have 2 negatives next to each other, makes it a. So the top number is going to be a. Negative 5 plus 5, so 0. The bottom number is 8 minus 0 is 8. So you have 0 over 8. Can you have 0 over 8? No, you just have 0. You just have 0. You can't divide 0 by anything. It's just 0. So our slope is 0. So if our slope is 0, what kind of line are we looking at?
Horizontal.
Excellent. Can we tell what our y-intercept is? Yeah, because x is 0 right here. What's our y-intercept? So our equation would just read?
Y equals -5.
Excellent.
So the y-intercept would be -5, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You guys are all like shocked that you understand this.
Wait.
To some extent.
Just means you learned. That's fine.
Because I keep on doubting myself.
Stop it. Oh, I thought I closed the whole thing for a second there. All right, I think we're on.
4.
No,
Writing
we're having all kinds of fun.
Ah.
Example 4.
Oh, with the home.
Write a linear function with the values f of 0 equals 10 and f of 6 equals 34. That was fine. Function is just another label for our slope-intercept form. Okay, so if I have f of 0 equals 10, you're going to make it into a point, 0, 10. Because the x on the inside is your x value and the answer is your y value. I know it's been a minute. So you see how I have an x and y here?
Oh,
And then
I see
f
what
of
you're doing.
6, so x equals what?
What?
F of 6, x equals 6, and then what's my y value?
34.
34. So here's your second point, 6, 34. So now I have 2 points, right?
Yes.
Now can I probably find slope and y-intercept?
Yes.
So let's find the slope.
Okay.
34 minus 10 over 6 minus 0. What's 34 minus 10?
24.
What's 6 minus 0?
6.
What's 24 divided by 6?
You went a little too fast.
I know. I was like, wow, that went really quick. I will pause. Make sure you write it down.
You got a notification. It said hide. Stop sharing your screen.
It's Instagram. I never check Instagram, so it always yells at me.
You can turn off notifications.
Don't be logical.
Sorry.
All right, everybody got this?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, I can wait. No problem.
I got
You just,
it.
I didn't even see what you were doing, but I already knew what you did.
What's that?
I'm gonna do
What?
That's kind of cool. That's not
I knew it. I literally knew it.
You know, this is my background on my podcast.
Oh my
All right, so did we know what the y-intercept
Yes.
is? Why do we know?
Because there's a 0 in
Because
x.
there's a 0 in x. So what's our y-intercept?
10.
Excellent. Can we write our equation?
Equals
Yep.
4x plus 10.
It is so nice of them.
You said x equals
I said y.
y.
Okay, stop.
Sweating.
Yeah, you're not even letting me think.
Now to write it in function form, all we do is replace the y with a different label, which is f of x. So f of x equals 4x plus 10. Any questions?
I don't like it. I don't like functions.
That's not a question, that's a statement.
I don't like functions?
No. All right,
Do
good?
I like functions?
No.
May I close this? Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
Monitoring progress.
All right, do numbers 1 through 6, and I will check you. Okay, so now we're talking about a linear model. That's just a linear function that's a real life situation.
Oh, I hate it.
Go quickly.
That was so random.
I got a.
When a quantity y changes at a constant rate with respect to a quantity x, you can have the equation y equals mx plus b. So they're just showing you how this equation you are being beat into your heads can be used later in life. Not that you will, but it can be. All right, so example 5, we're going to put this in your journals.
Oh, right.
All right, excluding hydropower, U.S. power plants use renewable energy sources to generate 105 million megawatt hours of electricity in 2007. By 2012, the amount of electricity generated had increased to 219 million megawatt hours. Write a linear model that represents the number of megawatt hours generated by non-hydro renewable power. Hydropower, renewable energy? That's a mouthful. Then use the model to predict the number of megawatt hours that will be generated in 2017. Okay, so we need to find our points.
Okay.
Hold on, I want to make sure.
For real.
Yep, okay. What do you want to say, Charlie?
Okay, so would like our points or whatever, would it be 105, 2007, and then 219, 2012?
Close. You're on the right track. So the 105 million, that's your y value. It's not going to be your x value.
Oh,
So we know one of them is 105. That's my y value. What's your other one?
What was it?
117?
219.
No, 219. Yeah. Where did I get 117? Pay attention, because I don't want to have to teach it again. 219. So we have to find our x values. The x values are the dates, but they're not, you don't write the date. You use the date to figure the number. What is the very first date we're talking about?
2007.
So that counts as your 0 date. So the 2007 is your starting point. So 0.
Oh, I understand it now.
Now the other date was what?
2012.
2012. So how many years later is
5.
that from 2007? So then that point is 5.
Oh, that makes sense.
So now do we have 2 points?
yeah.
So now can we find our slope-intercept form?
Yeah.
Wait, did you just say no?
All right, so we're going to do 219 minus 105 over 5 minus 0. What's 219 minus 105?
114.
Over 5. Woo, I don't know why I put 5 there. 114 over 5.
115 would be better.
I know, it would divide so much prettier. So my slope is what?
114 over 5.
Yep, 114 over 5. So y equals 114 over 5x. And do we have a y-intercept?
Yes,
Yes,
105.
105, because my x is 0. So plus 105. So do I have an equation?
Yes.
So that's the first part that's asked you to do.
Oh,
Part.
Yes, once you get an equation, then it told you to, well, do something.
Crap.
Bro.
No, it told you to solve.
Try.
Okay, so it did put, since this is a real life problem, it did put this as a decimal, which you may do so if you would like.
No.
You can do it as a fraction.
Only if you know the answer.
Either way is fine. All right, so then the last thing it asked us, let's go back to the question. Use the model to predict the number of megawatt hours that will be generated in 2017. So what was our initial year?
0.
Oh, 2007.
2007, right? So how many years later
That's another
10
5.
is 217?
Oh.
That's another 5.
So
Another
that's
5 from
10.
2000.
So then,
What?
So
It's
10
10.
years.
Yeah.
yeah, 10 years.
Okay, so I can take my 10, and where does 10 plug in?
X.
X.
Oh, I'm like that.
So y equals 114 over 5 times 10 plus 105. What's 114 over 5 times 10?
228.
Dude, what
Plus
is try?
105,
333.
It's because she's using her calculator.
which you're allowed to use. 333 what? This is a word problem.
Megawatt hours.
Megawatt hours.
Can we put MWH?
I don't know what, let's see what the abbreviation for megawatt hours is.
Megawatt.
Million megawatt hours.
Mm-hmm.
What a W.
MWH? Sure.
MILMWH.
Sure.
LIAM.
I'm down with that. That's fine.
I'm just going to write million.
Yeah.
I'm just writing
Megawatt.
it.
So what did you
hours.
decide their answer was?
333 million megawatt hours right here.
Mil megawatt hour.
Now, my on the board writing is, I mean, we did this same thing. There's just a little more confusing. So hopefully.
I think I got it.
That's overwhelming.
I think I understand.
They do too much.
Let's just use the calculator.
Well, they're trying to force your brain into working. I do that, but I ask you questions to make your brain work.
Yeah, I don't like it voice.
I'm sorry. I trick you into it. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Bamboozle you into working. All right. Any questions? And everybody have at least what I wrote on the board in your journals?
Yeah.
All right.
1A.
All right. One more. Number 7.
Okay, so.
there's another one. Oh, we're done.
Oh, this is.
It's going to be just like what we did.
I can't do this.
Try. I want you to try. And then I'll help you when you get stuck.
I need help.
Try. You've written nothing.
He writes.
All right. Once you're done with number 7, that's it for today, right?
Oh,
Yep.
I've written something.